And as always, we're back to talk about this week's Tokusatsu episodes. I'm one of your hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by.
DJ Azure, the 2.5D Hero Talk Tuber.
And we're back on the Gav train.
Oh, yeah. Whew.
Oh,
Man,
man.
it's like I swear, almost every single episode, I'm just going to be going, woo, to start off with.
Probably. I do like that we're using the Gochizos crying onto the phone again. I think it's really cute seeing him cry. But also, I love that he uses the dumb toy phone as just his regular cell phone. It's so funny seeing
Yeah.
someone else like call him on their iPhone and he just pulls out the little Gav gummy phone.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's actually kind of cool because last weekend I was hanging out with some friends and I actually got to play with I got to play with the Gav and the Gochizo. They are
Nice.
so cute in person. Oh
I
my
want a
god.
Gochizo so bad. I want
Yeah.
Gochizos. They're so good. Uh, I love that they actually have the mouth for his uncle that can actually open up so he can eat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty impressive considering, that's usually, the mouths don't move for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, it's we yeah, like it basically starts off with seeing the twins like say that they're going to bait Shoma out.
Yeah. Though, I mean, right before that, we also get the uncle basically being like, hey, I really doubt that a human would be the one who would modify him. Which again,
Mm,
like a human would be able to come up with this on his own. Which again, he may not be human, or he may be human. He might not be a Granu, but we do know that he's got some sort of connection, especially with middle brother.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
And of course, yeah. And then the first scene we see right after is that we do get to see a roll cake. But the worst part though is that they juxtapose this with Shoma's childhood, which is so messed up. Oh my
uh,
god.
first of all, man, seeing the little babies be like so evil is just like, it hurts. It hurts. Seeing basically just everyone, because like one of the things is like they show the roll cake and they show everything else, and one of the specific things that I was like, oh, that's weird, was they were eating what looked like different but like good food, and so I was like, oh, I thought their mom only got to eat slop or whatever, and then it like zooms out, it's like, oh, it's not his mom or him eating, he's in the fucking cage.
Hmm. Yeah, and Sheeta and Jeeb are getting presents for their birthday, and he basically brings them flowers, and they just stomp on them.
Oh yeah, it's just like, why would we need anything from you? Like, it hurts.
Yeah, and then like part of this episode is that we do get to see like a cute moment of Shoma trying to learn how to bake, and it's so funny.
Yeah, I do love first of all the him eating the roll cake. Uh Very cute. I love seeing him interact with I think we need more Tachika in the episodes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole interaction, them going to get stuff, them going to go bake a cake, especially again, juxtaposed with like the last thing we just saw was like him trying to be nice to his older siblings, and they immediately were like dicks to him, they kick him to the ground, they, crush his gifts, and they tell him to go away. I also love how cute they look with like when they're little kids, but they still got the little fucking monster wolf heads.
Yeah, I know,
Like they
right?
look adorable. That's a whole
Mhm.
different thing. Um, but it's sad, and it's one of those things where you got to remember, like they were raised like from the beginning to fucking hate him.
Yeah, which is so messed up. Like,
Yeah, not
yeah,
good.
and that's just an undercurrent that runs through this episode too, because they do show up later on in the episode.
Yep. But yep, it starts off pretty like basic. We're getting that Hanto's getting another like lead on like, oh, it's a missing person.
Hmm.
We get some cool stuff while he's shopping around, and he like sends the Gochizos out to like, hey, go look for this person at least.
Hmm.
uh Generally very cute. And we
Yeah.
get another method of taking humans. It's another busker, but this time it's a musician.
Hmm. Yeah, just a busker that's also super out of the way too. Like, oh, it's like, oh, cool. Like, just somewhere Yeah, just somewhere out of the way, and like obviously it's like, oh, cool, yeah, I'll go and see them, and like because it's so out of the way, he immediately just says, oh, hey, look, it's a human, and immediately goes after them. But
Which,
we get some crazy we get some crazy reveals this episode.
yeah, first
Like
of all, before we even talk about that, I think one of the interesting things is, he's like a busker out of the way, and you're like, oh, how is this making anyone like that happy? And he's not, because he complains that like they want like the premium, and all he had to do is get them by the batch, but now he
yeah.
has to do like the premium model, and that's not something he's just an out of the way busker. Maybe someone will give him like a nice smile or something, but it's not like like the other things where it's like he's someone who's giving them happiness.
hmm Yeah, and that's like that's like the major reveal. The fact that it's like before we got the premium stuff. Yeah, they've been at this for a long time, and they didn't even hide themselves either. They just
Yep.
kidnap humans.
He asked
But
them. He asked them how
yeah,
long, and I think it's like what 20 years.
yeah, it's crazy. And then of course just for funsies of what happens. Yeah, we get a little love song while Hanto's fighting.
Yeah, in the thing that was funny. It's always just like a funny bit. I also just
Mhm.
really like there's the fucking sick shot where he decides to save the people, where he like fucking shoots the granite and like the bullet bounces off and he kicks it back at him.
Mhm.
That was sick.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. And then we get to pretty much like the last bit of the episode where we see Gav use the roll cake and is confronted by his siblings.
yep. Also,
And
we get another we get to see it again, like the him getting his mom taken, the Valen getting his mom taken or whatever. And
mhm.
it is fucking man, they really got like a good shot because that kid looks so distraught.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh man.
the bushel finish being like the fucking rolls come out of the ground and then he just fucking chops you. That's great. That's a
Yeah.
vibe. But yep, we got the Sheeta and Jeeb show up. We get to see them like I do love the like, hey, let's jump down and transform, and when we hit the ground, it's like the full transformation mode.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was
and we finally get to see the full transformation because before we've only seen like partial transformations with them still wearing clothes and like
mhm.
basically only their heads transforming, and
Yeah.
like again, I think it's supposed to be kind of like with the Sun Seeders, where like we're supposed to assume that they've transformed all the way, but because they got like their clothes on top, like just don't see it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, then they kick the shit out of him, dude.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like, we actually do see that. Okay, cool. So even though their agents, like, are a level above the part timers, like they actually, are showing themselves to be
And
like,
especially,
the stomach family.
as a combo, man, the like fucking, he grabs him from behind and he rips the fucking gummy off so that she can just put the fucking bullet in him.
Yeah, and all the stuff. Like he uses all of his forms too,
Yep.
except for Candy.
He uses candy at the end
Oh, right.
to block an attack, tank an attack. But yeah, that's the whole thing. It's the like he goes through every form, and in every form, he gets fucked up. And again, it's leaning more into the thing where like at the end of the day, they've been raised to hate them. So now that things are going wrong for them, it's like whose fault is it? It's his, even though like technically like you guys are the ones who are getting fucked over, and like your family's the one that's terrible. You guys are just so deep, in so deep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, he does everything. He switches, to fucking marshmallow to try to dodge attacks. Then he tries to hit, and it's like goes back to gummy, and even uses both the punch and kick gummy at the same time. Uh, and then we get like probably my favorite dodge, where like they dodge on both sides, and it's like, oh, cool. Now they're gonna be in the air. He's he's stomps the ground. They jump up, and he's like, all right, now I got you guys because you guys are in the air. But in the air, they fucking hold hands, like use each other to fucking dodge.
Yeah, it's so
Whew.
good. Yeah, they went all out. This fight was just just definitive, and it's like yeah.
And it was
So
like, you are not winning this against them.
yeah.
And then the fucking Chizos try to stop the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
they're not agents, so they can't really do much there.
I mean, they're just little cubes. Like,
Mhm.
we also do get to see the like, oh, Sachika went home and he's not home, but like, oh hey, the cake is done, he did it, and she's like proud of him, which is like super cute. But she's like, but where is he though?
Yeah, it just shows we get a literal cliffhanger, or I mean, I guess cliff. jump.
Yeah. So we get, he's like, I'm gonna go back. I have which I do love this, like, I have a place to return to, so I'm making it back. And there's like a really cool vibe, in my opinion, about like the way that he like forces almost like the Gav mouth open to like accept the fucking Gochizo.
Yep.
But then we get, Blaster v Blaster. He's in Bushel. He uses the finisher. He sends out this big wave. And then we get, again, first of all, the fucking Bushel like forest wood attack. Very cool. The second, like, oh, we get Slash versus Slash. But of course, they're not fighting alone. So we get like a fucking single bullet from the gun to like pierce through.
Hmm.
And right before it gets
Yep.
hit, Candy.
Yep.
With both fists out to try to tank the hit, but it's not enough. Not only does he get blasted off, but he de-transforms and like you said, literal cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And we get the fucking Valid like looking shocked, which again, impressive suit acting as always. But
yep. And talking about suits, yeah, we
he's
have
here.
an old suit coming back here, in Arc.
Yeah, but we got to talk a little bit about the preview. We're getting cake. We're getting the eyes glowing. The final battle next week.
Man, I don't want the twins to die. They kind of have to.
The cake suit is so cool though. I'm so excited. And I love seeing the Hanto just randomly in the thing like, is that Gav? But yes, old suits. We got Gomez. I love the like intro to this video where we get the setup that like, oh, it's a real slow day at work. But also just the like, hey, look, there's like a program going around where students are being able to work at their like favorite places to gain experience, and it's like, oh, we should sign up skip for this next year. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, we did. No one signed up. That on one hand feels so sad. On the other hand, I can't believe that. There would have been. There's at least a couple weird kids in every town who are like, dude, we gotta get on the kaiju squad. You know?
Yep.
Especially because it's like the research thing. Obviously, I feel like the GGF branch probably had some applicants, but like that there's gonna be a couple people who just want to learn about the basically big dinosaur looking things running around.
Yeah. Yeah, and talk about big dinosaur things. The very first Ultra Kaiju that ever appeared, or is it? Gomez.
He's here.
Yep. And what's actually kind of cool is that what is it? I think from what I remember seeing like trivia is that Gomez was actually a repurposed Godzilla suit originally, and that's why it looks so much like Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean it has the classic look and shape for a reason. Very interesting vibes of like, I do love that it's like, oh, there are research agencies, so they see Gomez, they're like, well, he's going to the top of the mountain. It's like, okay, but that's weird. Gomez shouldn't be doing that if he's Gomez. Also,
Yeah.
just like the name Gomez for a species is so funny because it feels like they're talking to him, but they're talking about the species.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, well, if the Gomez was hungry, like, I don't know. I just find it funny hearing them talk about it.
Yeah. Ah man, but yeah. Also, also the fact that that Yuffie is kind of roasting Skip a little bit.
Oh my god, it's like, yeah, kids want something exciting where they get attention or things, or they want something that makes a lot of money. Skip does neither of those.
Which is kind of true. Like you basically ask like kids in elementary school now, like what is it, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and it reflects.
Yeah, I mean, I think
reflects the
right
same
now
thing.
it's like the most popular thing is they want to be like YouTubers or TikTokers.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Mhm.
But I love seeing the Gomez suit. I think it's really funny that because we do find out, hey, that's not Gomez. Seeing the thing just start flying.
Yeah. Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, wait. It's like that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, he's just standing at the top of the mountain and he's just chilling, and we get the like weird alien noise, and they're like, huh? Because they get this acid that's supposed to work on Gomez, and they fire at him, and it just doesn't work at all, and they're like, yo, what's up? And he just
Yeah, which is really cool because it also plays on expectations of like people that are just like semi familiar of the history of Ultra Kaiju to like like we also are basically skipping this moment. That's not right.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
he just fucking levitates, and I just love how like goofy the suit looks in the air. It just is being like fucking T-posed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not moving, it's just vibing. Uh Makes it to the
Yeah.
city, and we've kind of had the like secondary B plot, which is Chief Bond doesn't feel like he's as close as with his daughter. He thought she was going to grow up to work with Skip with him, but she's doing a different job, and for the school thing. And when she talks about like who would you want to interview, it's like I would want to interview Ark, and so he feels a little, just a little bad about that.
Yeah. What's also interesting though is that like she like she basically like makes herself seem like it's like I don't want to, it's like I don't want to do what my dad does anymore. It's and but like she's also showing herself to be like a very awkward like reporter.
Yeah, she's like really camera shy. She's stuttering the whole time.
Yeah, but the moment the kaiju like appears, she's like, "That is a kaiju. We all need to go now." Like even like say it's like Skip recommends that we evacuate now. Like even before they even get the official announcement, it's like she knows the deal.
Also,
Like she,
there's
yeah,
mhm. Also
yeah,
again going
yeah. Go
back
on.
to like just because it's like they show up and she's like immediately in danger. Her dad rushes in to protect her, and Ark manages to show up. But also right before that, like we see Ban just look at fucking Yuma as he just runs away randomly, and it's like someone's got to question this man where he's going.
I know, right?
Uh but yeah, I do love the like her dad shows up to protect her regardless, and I love the Ark saving them from the electrical tower. Mainly because I just love having Ark fight with the electrical tower,
Yeah,
just using it as a weapon. I love when we get to see a bit more of the like sets and stuff when they're doing stuff, and this was like a really fun fight, especially because like the Not Gomez is just like a tank, and so he's
yeah.
just
Like
taking hits.
yeah, I mean, like that's something we keep like talking about with Arc, which is why we really love it so much since the beginning. Like, sure, it's like toned it down a bit, but like they're always like really showing off the sets. This is actually like messing around with the cinematography a lot. Um, but like like while Blazer was just mostly just fist fights, really. But
Yeah,
like this actually
Blazer
like
himself is just a little fist guy. That's what he's all
exactly,
about.
which is why we loved it. But like Arc is actually like showing off like saying, okay, cool, let's play around with the miniatures more. Let's do an underwater fight. Like
Let's
we
do
have
this.
so much variation with
Yeah,
Arc, and it really fits the whole theme of imagination.
and during this
So
and during
yeah,
this fight, we even see a couple places where we see like people miniatures where we're supposed to see them all small in the background as they're fighting in the foreground,
yeah,
or in the background they're in the foreground, but you know what I mean.
yeah, direction of the show is just great and really fits everything that we love about it.
And
Yeah.
I do love just kind of how unbeatable this thing seems. He like tries to hit it, doesn't work. Tries to do beams, doesn't work. Uh, Tries to do anything else, doesn't work.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, it dies, and yet there's just nothing but crystals all of a sudden.
yeah, and I do love that he basically only gets to kill it by like using its own like lasers to like heat up his sword.
Hmm.
It's a cool vibe. It's been a while, I think, since we've had like a sword kill.
Yeah, and then it's also super cute too because like it ends on the daughter like basically doing a report on the fight essentially,
Yeah,
and
but it's
basically just still like praising Skip and like letting her dad letting her dad know like saying I'm still proud of you at least.
yeah, and I love him like not turning around but like just almost crying. It was really cute. And
Hmm.
Ark coming to kind of like do his interview, but she doesn't like actually interview him. She's doing the like reportage on the thing, and like they get to talk and go together, and it's like it's just cute. It's wholesome. I really liked it, and I loved seeing Chief at the end just lift his arms up to like Ark.
Yeah.
It's so wholesome. And it looks like we're getting another maybe wholesome episode because it's time for another baby kaiju. We had the
Yeah.
kids and the dreamer, and now we have a little baby bird that may
Yeah.
grow up to be a big baby bird.
Oh man, what was the name of one of our favorite kaiju? Like, well, I mean, it was a returning kaiju from Blazer, but the one that was the drawing, the
Yeah,
super
that's the one
cute
I was talking
one.
about. He was like Nokagon or something.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like oh man, it's like it comes up every once in a while because like what is it? They made like a big like pillow for it and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
I was like I want it. Yeah.
yeah. I have no
Oh man.
idea, And like the worst part is I tried looking up like drawn kaiju Ultraman, but obviously it's just giving me like people's drawings of the Ultraman kaiju.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
I'd have to go look somewhere else. Uh
yeah.
but hey, we're getting there. Final lap.
Ah, here we go.
So the thing that we got startup, we got Spinder. He's on his way to Earth. And I love that for like the humans, this starts with like, I'm gonna be real with you. Whenever they had that scene at the beginning where it's Taya and oh god, what was Pink's name? Why is my mind blanking?
Mira.
Mira. Taya and Mira like eating, and she's like, "Where's Chashira?" He's like, "Oh, he's working." Uh, and then it's like, "Oh, cool." And then it cuts to like Shirabe and like her ISA friend. I was like, "Is that gonna turn out to be Chashira in disguise?" I don't know why. I was just like, Chashiro's in disguise in the ISS cross dressing as Shirabe's friend.
Yeah. Oh man. But just like last week, oh my god, Grand Risk is one of the scariest people ever. Oh my god. This sponge kaiju is so creepy.
It is. I also love that he shows up, introduces himself, and our boys are like, "The concierge knows who we are. We did it!" And like they're the bad guys. I'm glad they're getting recognition. They have been here from the beginning. Put a
Yeah.
little bit of respect on their name.
Hmm.
Uh, they're gonna be joining them. They're so happy. Uh,
Yep. But yeah, this sponge is just like making suds everywhere. It is making everything slippery, so everyone's just complaining and giving gasoline because of like the how much it sucks to like slip and fall and not be able to get up.
and even before the fight, I gotta go back. Man, I feel so bad for Shirabe because having her one friend come back and she's like, maybe maybe someone's hiding something at the ISS. She's like, you shouldn't go down that line of inquiry just to immediately go up to the boss and have been like
Yeah.
one of the people involved. And it's like, we gotta get ready, for Wild Spinder's thing.
Yeah.
I do love the vibes of this like guy, this auto monster, because I think it's funny that he's like a sponge, but his head and
Mhm.
stuff is supposed to be one of the like Chinese dragons or whatever.
Yeah.
It's cute, it's dumb, it's like extremely silly. Uh,
But it's extremely horrifying when you see what it does.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Everyone slipping around, all the gasoline, uh, going around. We get our boys coming in to fight. I love that the people be like, Chishiro, you had a job. It's like, well, I'm a Boonboomger first. Very cute, very good
Yep.
vibes.
Oh man, but yeah, like this episode, there's just so much shady stuff happening outside of the Boon Boongers, and it's like it actually does feel threatening.
Yep,
Like the poster for Final Lap was not kidding.
yep. And the big thing I loved about this is that like they're fighting and they find out like, oh, Wild Spinder's coming, and they show us like the clips of him like getting ready, and he's just so nonchalantly, he gets his hat and gets his cane. He's just walking down. Shirabe checks the satellites, but like nothing showing up, and then we get like the blackout is complete, and it's like, oops, you know. And
Hmm.
we talked about how he was gonna show up in a limo from the preview, and so I was like, is that how he shows up to Earth? But you get to see him like walk down the fucking Golden State
Yeah.
to be
Oh
received
man.
by everyone. You
Yeah,
know,
and he has just all that style. Like yeah, they made what's it called? Yeah, they really did the Michael Jackson stuff with him, and I'm just loving it every single time they
he's
show it
got the
off.
style. He's also got the like, I don't know if like the charisma, but like the attitude. Like
Hmm.
we have the director like come try to talk to him, and he kind of like brushes him off every time. Like I'm talking to you. We're gonna make this partnership, but I'm really not paying that much attention to you. Uh,
Yeah. And it's like it's like eight. I just want to call him 18, but yeah, Eiichiro is like say yes. It's like, oh yeah, let's make that deal. Yeah, right.
and he's just kind of like,
uh,
don't worry about it. We're gonna make it profitable for both of us. Who
hmm
cares? Just walks off.
Yeah,
Which gets us back to the the Ranger fight, in which they
yeah,
get fucking captured by the sponge.
yeah, and
It's really funny because just seeing their fucking outfits be gone with them missing.
yeah,
Uh,
it's horrifying. Like, yeah, the sponge uh
can
absorbed
absorb.
them. Yeah,
Yep.
it's what was also kind of funny too is that, like, obviously, like, we haven't seen Genba do this in a while, but Genba saying, I've acquired something for you guys should use tire chains for traction, and immediately loses them because of the friction.
Yep. It was a bit. It was a good bit. I
Yeah,
do love that everyone gets captured. Tai is like, I'm gonna take you out, and he gets fucking blindsided by
yeah,
Grand Risk. Incredible, just like timing. Which leading into the fucking limo is here. He gets out of the car. There he is, and it's like
yeah.
Shirabe's like, the radar's not picking this up. Yeah, because probably someone in the ISS is in on it.
Mm-hmm.
I also love that like our three goons were so excited about seeing Wild Spitter that they just all passed out in the corner and they were just all on the ground.
Yeah. Oh
Again,
man.
I'm hoping they survive basically because of something like that, like the final battle happens and they're just all passed out somewhere and so like it all ends and they just, oh, what are we doing now?
Yeah. But yeah, and then and then we basically learned that the Grand Prix is held by him now, and like all the stuff that they were working forward to is like it almost feels like it's not worth it anymore now that he's shown up.
Yeah, it's oof, the like I appreciate of you looking after him, I know your dream and I'm here to crush all of them.
Yeah.
Uh First of all, him setting up and being that like, look, this place has poverty and war. Perfect. I can almost hear the screams of gasoline. Contrasted with, Taya's whole thing where he wants to hear people's screams and run to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and he's like, but look, you were aiming for the BBG. I own it now, and we fucking fix the races. So don't worry about it. Every single one of your dreams, I'm going to fucking crush.
Yeah. It's messed up. And then yeah, and then like as and like yeah, and Taya's changer is destroyed as well too.
Yep. And
So
we get the
like
like, I'm gonna wreck everything he cares. Tell Bundario that I'm gonna wreck everything he cares about. Because I
yep.
I was wondering, like, he's coming. I was like, is he trying to take Bundario back? And he's like, no, he's trying to teach him a lesson for leave.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, so that happens, and then as the Sponge Otter monster is about to get in again, he just gets bodied by the van, and
Yeah.
MVP of the episode, Shirabe.
Shirabe showed up with the extra boon changer, which there's two more extra boon changers. And after this, I think she deserves one.
I know, right? That's what everyone wanted. Everyone wanted her to be a
To be fair,
Boonboomger.
I wanted her to be the sixth, but
Yeah.
knowing it was going to be a new person, and I like Sakuto as a character, we also got the opposite uh, of your favorite thing. We got a suitless fight, like a suitless fight. Everyone had the heads, but not the rest of the suits.
Yeah, it was great, but also Shirabe, and also everyone pointing out that Shirabe, like a normal person shouldn't be able to control a
Yeah,
boom
like
boom
it's
vehicle.
dangerous to drive the Boon Boon car without a Boon Boon suit.
Yeah,
Uh, and I
like
fucking love, her, like, why did you do it? And it's like a special delivery, it's a special delivery for you. So kick his ass kind of thing. And,
yeah,
as she like passes out, it's Taya's like, that's the most cranked up thing you could have done.
exactly. It's so sick. It's
It's
so
so good.
sick.
She really was like the MVP, and I'm so fucking happy that like she's seeing the corruption in the ISS and like not joining it, like she was not a part of it.
Hmm.
Uh, also love how like cool everyone's together. Sakito's gonna take her back so she doesn't get hurt, and then we just like one shot this man again.
Yeah, and it's really fast too. Like all they do is just like they basically one shot it, basically do the finisher, and it's like hell yeah.
Also, the fucking finisher for the champion drive looked intense for Taya. Like the fucking shoot and then like stabs you direct, like zooms in to stab you through, and like we got to see him like push fucking through him this
Mm-hmm.
with the like almost like lightsaber slash. Really sick. Uh Man, if there was only one thing that I would have liked to see though, it for him getting defeated, especially as it was a Taya only fight, I think it would have been cool to actually see him use 119
Oh yeah, true.
and still get bodied. And then it's only together when they use champion that he wins. But then
Yeah.
our boy Yarikar wakes up. We have the highway bean. Uh,
Which
you
is
know,
also really funny because, like, the sponge is like, on humans, yeah, you'll get absorbed. Yeah, you'll slip. But on a car, thanks for the
yeah,
car wash.
yeah, that was good. We used the fucking like, oh, you got a suds, and we just fucking washed our car. And I don't know, it's just so funny, like seeing him get one shot because he's like, car wash complete, and he's like, man, so shiny, kill.
Yeah.
Just immediately gets like car one shot.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah,
Yep.
and the worst part though is that like you brought this up at the beginning of the episode, but yeah, here we have like, Shirabe saying that what's it called? It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll be careful. I'm gonna get the help of a trusty coworker, and it zooms in on her friend who's just leaving Eiichiro's office.
Yeah, and who we know is like his personal secretary or something, at
Yeah,
Nature's office as he's talking to Spinder.
yeah,
And then we get Naito Rider.
yeah,
There he
exactly.
is. Knight Rider is here. Fucking dude, I've been having the weirdest roller coaster with this dude because I think I told you, like, seeing those episodes of being like, I'm glad Taya just gets to have a non-evil father figure,
Yeah,
and now it's like, no, it was the long game. It was the
yup.
long game all along. And here's the thing that gets me is that like Spinner is not fucking paying any attention to the ISS guy. The moment Naito showed up, he was like, "Oh, I already know who you are," like. So now I'm like, "Oh shit, dude, this is gonna be bad."
Yeah.
Uh, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of like a reprieve while they're setting shit up. Because it looks like we're getting a Joe episode next week. He's gonna maybe get to be like an older brother kind of thing.
Please, must I remind you about one of the last times we got a Joe episode of him, like, being a mentor or a mentor figure to someone?
You don't think they're gonna? Oh no, come on. They're not. Okay, that was an auto monster dinosaur. They're not gonna kill the. Oh no. Oh, that'd be so fucking sad, dude.
I don't think they're gonna kill the kid, but I mean, something's gonna happen. I feel.
I hope
And why does it
not.
have to be during a Joe episode too? That's the worst part.
Also, we get to see at one point we get this good frame of like fucking Wild Spender, the concierge, and the three Sunseaters fucking doing like a roll call pose.
Yeah.
Uh, and we get to see set up for the hey look, the fucking evil Robomechs are here. We're gonna see what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Next week
But
looks like
I
it's mostly like Spinder's doing stuff in the background. The Boonboomgers just still being heroes on their days.
Yeah, I'm honestly curious as to well, number one, I have a feeling that it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to get this episode because they're gonna have to translate all that text because these are apparently the auto monster is gonna I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to reveal embarrassing secrets through numbers, and that's what's going on here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
that yeah that's what's going on. I'm trying to read it myself, but I actually can't read it all.
here's the
So
thing.
yeah.
Luckily, we record these on Wednesday. Hopefully, the subs will be on Wednesday for us.
Yeah.
But with that,
But hey,
we'll see you next
does
week.
mean yeah, exactly.
Later.
Later.
This program is brought to you by.
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
You can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.